Right. Okay. Keeping all these questions in mind, let me tell. Let me give you my comments.
Let's start with what is air pollution causes and effects of air pollution.
Absolutely. See, in a very simple and from a layperson's point of view, anything that we burn for any purpose, that gives out a trail of noxious gases and very toxic particulates.
Okay.
And all these together, when they float in the air, they come out in the air. That causes the pollution. Now, whether you are burning the fuel in automobile or in the factory or in power plant or just open biomass burning, anything, any combustion process is going to throw out huge amount of toxic gases and particles. And all that, when they come out in the air, and they then influence the condition of the ambient air, and that is what makes the air toxic and harmful for us. So that's in a very broad nutshell. The question here is that when we talk about air pollution, and what we are most concerned about is public health. Now, public health.
Okay.
Right? Now, lots of studies have been carried out in different parts of the world.
So what are the causes? I mean, what are the carbon dioxide is one...
Okay, now what you really need to know about the pollution, we normally make a distinction between two sets of pollutants. One, the local air pollutants, and toxic pollutants. These are which are extremely harmful from the public health perspective. Now, these are range of gases, including nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, tiny particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, then a lot of toxic gases like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and a whole lot of other toxics. So these are very harmful, and they really dirty the local air and immediately have an immediate impact on health. But there are some other gases which may not be so harmful locally, that is from the public health perspective, but they stay in the air for their residence time in the air is very long, and they are heat absorbing gases. So these are the, like for instance, carbon dioxide, methane. Okay, now these gases, once they are, now carbon dioxide emissions will kind of relate to the amount of carbon in whatever fuel that you are burning. It is directly proportional to that. So when you are burning fuel, then this carbon dioxide comes out. Carbon dioxide has a way, normally the other local air pollutants, their residence time in the air is very low. What happens is once they are out in the air, they undergo further atmospheric, they go through other reactions and atmospheric changes. So like if there's a particulate matter, the coarser particulates will clear up very quickly. They will fall in the ground totally. The smaller ones may remain for a little longer period of time. Other gases, under the whole lot of chemical reaction that happens between those gases in the air under the influence of sunlight and so forth. So they're constantly also changing their character, and they also form other secondary pollutants in the air. But carbon dioxide is a little different. Carbon dioxide remains as carbon dioxide in the air for a much, much, much longer time. So like if you are emitting any carbon dioxide today, that will stay in the air as a carbon dioxide for another 100 years. Now, and because of this, carbon dioxide is also a heat-trapping gas. It absorbs heat. That's why these are called the global warming gases. So therefore,
so carbon dioxide and methane, you said, eh?
That's right. Okay.
So even methane doesn't disintegrate?
That also kind of it also does, but then it also will, but it will not as much carbon dioxide. But other dioxide stays for 100 years, methane will stay for about 20 years.
Okay.
So these are, so therefore we make this very clear.
And this causes global warming?
Yeah.
Because they are heat absorbing.
Right. So therefore some gases that we are talking about are global warming gases.
Okay, fine.
And the others that we are talking about,
sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide.
Absolutely. These are local toxic gases.
Okay. So what are the causes are anything burning is causes air pollution. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is no other cause of air pollution other than burning or combustion.
Not really not. Otherwise, like you may consider some natural sources.
Okay.
Like for instance, say the dust in the air. Okay, the small dust in the air of natural origin. Okay, sea spray. So there are some others, but those are not like treated as harmful as what you get, the other toxic gases that you get from the combustion sources.
Okay. Air pollution.
Now the sources. Now when you look at source of air pollution, and now I'm talking about the local air pollution. I'm not talking about the greenhouse gases. I'm talking about all the SOx and NOx and particulate matter and carbon monoxide, all this range of toxic gases in our cities and in our regions. Now, the source of these are variety of them. So starting from the vehicles, industry, power plants, and a lot of area sources. Like for instance, you may have a bakery, the generator sets, and open burning of biomass like that. Okay, but how much each one of them are contributing will depend on the mix of the pollution sources in a given city.
Okay.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, in this country, very detailed studies have not been carried out in all cities of India. But at least in the mega cities, wherever some of these data and assessment have been carried out, those clearly show that, say for instance in Delhi, they say that the vehicles are responsible for about, if you take the total pollution load in the city, then vehicles are responsible for about 72% of all pollutants. And the power plant is about 15%, the industry about 10%,